as you've reflected on some of the things that you said over the last few weeks about Ben Simmons wanting out of Philadelphia, where do you stand right now when it comes to him?
Listen, I said what I said, period, point blank. And I stand by what I said. And again, listen, I'm not a guy that was riding the bus. I was driving the bus. This is how I talk to all my players. And I care about Ben. I love Ben. And, I don't know what type of people he got in his camp, but somebody need to keep it real with him. Work on your game. Work on a little 15-foot. Listen, everything else he does is really good. Great, elite defender, get to the hole, post up guard, all that stuff. But gonna have to work on that other stuff, brother.
So, with that being said, do you believe that the Philadelphia 76ers should move him? Or do you believe with 4 years left on his contract, the hell with what he feels, he should stay in Philadelphia, and that's the mentality the Sixers should have?
I don't believe he can handle that funk in Philadelphia. Philadelphia, Boston, LA, those hard working towns. Listen, the process is over. It might be good for his mentals to go somewhere to start. Because you know how it is in Philly. Like, they don't care about them 18 points. They care about, working hard, playing hard, getting better every year. He's been doing the same thing for the last 4 or 5 years. I think the process is over. So I think for his mentals, for the, Philly, the city of Philadelphia, their mentals, tell him to do something else. And he clearly said he didn't want to be there. So, but does anybody want him?
What do you mean, does anybody want him? I mean, I know he can't shoot. If he shoots 75% from the free throw line, he could average 25 a game. And he's clearly one of the elite defenders in the game.
I'm asking you, does anybody want him? I'm not making a statement. I'm asking you because you're more into this stuff than I am, because I'm still on vacation, brother.
Let me transition. Yesterday, I had Carmelo Anthony on First Take. Obviously, he's got his new memoir out. He's got a new book out. Congrats to him. But we were talking about the Lakers and how old they were. And he was like, we built for the playoffs. We'll be ready. We're incredibly confident with what we bring to the table. And it's championship or bust for us. That's how it has to be. Is it championship or bust for the Los Angeles Lakers this upcoming season?
The great Carmelo Anthony was absolutely correct. I have no rebuttal. I have nothing to say. He's absolutely correct. A lot of people always talk about age, but when you show me a young team that's dominated, listen, young teams always make noise, but when they get to the playoffs, what do you always say? Oh, they don't have enough experience. When it comes to the most experience, the Brooklyn Nets and the Lakers have the most experience when it comes to age. I'm not worried about all that young talk. Listen, the game is different now anyway. Everybody's just picking and popping anyway, so whoever plays the hardest is, the team that's going to make it. If both teams stay healthy, I would like to see those teams in the finals. But I like Carmelo. He was raised by us. Westbrook was raised by us. LeBron was raised by us. So when they get angry, they play very well. So now they're angry. Everybody's doubting them. They built this little super team. Carmelo Anthony is correct. It's championship or bust.
Well, with Klay Thompson coming back, the Warriors are not young spring chickens. They've got some championship experience. Kawhi Leonard's a champion. He's in L.A. with the Clippers with Paul George and those boys. What about them?
Don't bring up the Clippers. Do not do that. Do not do that.
Why not?
No, sir. What you mean why not? Don't do it. Don't do it.
Why can't I bring up the Clippers?
Golden State, yes, you can bring them up. My favorite player, Steph Curry. Klay is coming back. My main man, Draymond. The young fella, they got some interesting pieces. The way they play, the way they move the ball, that fast-paced game, if they can get it rolling like they used to get it rolling, they're definitely going to be a problem. Listen, don't talk about teams that ain't make it yet.
Okay, fair enough. That's why you told me don't mention the Clippers. Let me transition to the Eastern Conference. Do you see anybody standing in the way of the Brooklyn Nets getting to the NBA Finals this year? Anybody?
Of course.
Who?
The champion. Come on, man. The Milwaukee. Let me tell you something. Don't disrespect the champ because, all these teams got all these big name players. Get a champ his due. He did it the right way. He did it the respectful way. I'm going to give that man all the respect until they beat him. The new Superman is going to be a problem in the East, period. I said it.
Well,
hold on. In the words of my boy Big Perk, carry the hell on.
Listen, you got Milwaukee. Miami acquired Kyle Lowry and P.J. Tucker from Milwaukee. They got P.J. Tucker from Milwaukee, okay? So they're joining Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo and those boys. Miami is a threat. Philly is still there. The Atlanta Hawks were in the conference finals. You don't give it. What about those guys?
Those guys will make noise, especially Miami. The culture that Pat Riley set 10, 15 years ago. Eric Spoelstra is still one of the most elite coaches in the league. They're going to make some noise if healthy. But I'm not going to disrespect the champ. I like Milwaukee. I like Brooklyn. Those two are going to battle it out again. 6-7 game series, and may the best team win. Again, in a perfect situation, myself, including with you, and Miss Molly. Hello, Miss Molly. How are you?
Hey, how we doing?
Good. We probably would like to see the Brooklyn Nets versus the LA Lakers in the finals.
Mm. And who's the number one threat to the Lakers in the West?
Utah.
Utah?
Yeah, you heard us.
Utah with Donovan. They got Donovan Mitchell. What else?
Oh, hey, I'm going to be so hard on Rudy this year. Rudy coming with a vengeance.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, Rudy coming this year.
Okay. Before I let you go, man, listen, Shaq and the Fool. We know how hilarious that is, Shaq and the Fool. I want to know who's your top candidate to win the MVP for the Shaq and the Fool award this year. Who's the number one guy on your list? Who's that dude?
Is Otto Porter still in the league?
I don't even know. I don't even know. Now, that might have been the funniest of all time when he stood there frozen on the wing as a guy he was defending ran all the way in the opposite end of the court. That was hilarious. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.